Hi guys, can you hear?
Cause I'm a big fight for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings.
Can you hear?
I need time and I'll still be winning. I'm big fight for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'm a big fight, need time and I'll still be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you come
Hey,
for
wait,
me,
what?
you ready
Can you
for
hear?
it?
Oh, here come the ninja kittens. All right, Chopper. Crime creepy. One more time. Angie's live. Find Summer's truth. Carrie Bishop. Annabelle Roma, Jaded, New Orleans lady, Sarah Lockhart. AAC. Hi, John McKinney. Bama fan. Hi, Canadianist. Funny face, Linda. Hi, babies. Anything worth doing is a tough climb. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward. 8 years old. Campfire karaoke days 276. At night, I be in my feelings. I'm a big fight, need time, and I still be winning. I see you, hi baby. I'm a big fight, need time, and I still be winning. From the heathens, got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for it, demon. Hi Esther. Hi Prissy Missy, PJ's Wish. Nico Chapcat. Hi everybody. Thanks for jumping over for a live stream on Lip Luck No More. Hi, I'm Susan. I don't see any new people in the live chat. But hi, crazy chicken lady. You never know. There might be somebody out there that hasn't been with us before. So hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I did. I had a short hold up there after I set up the live because I'm washing Bob's work clothes and my washing machine decided to get a bit out of balance. So I had to run back there and deal with that. Hi, Jen R. So I'm sorry for the delay for those of you that were waiting. Hi, Medicated Mama. You're not late, baby. We just finished the theme song. I was late. I set up the live and then had to go deal with the washer. And the Ninja Kittens, they were, what is with my bangs today? Oh, I'll tell you that in a minute. Hi, Tammy T. Well, we're kind of waiting for some folks to come in. Maybe some more will show up for our final part of the elephant in the room, which I will explain for those who haven't been here for the previous segments of this series. Today's the final part. But the Ninja Kittens had actually managed to settle down. I guess I could get my second screen up here. And I guess our theme song which is some awesome copyright-free music provided by Netflix. It's called Winning, and I chose that song as our theme song because it says, well, it brands our channel exactly the way I want it branded. We don't listen to it every time, but if I have to go off and deal with the washing machine or something. Hi, Blue Eyes Dumplings. I'm trying to catch everybody. But I think and here comes Summer Lucille. Anywho, let me get my second screen up because we are going to screen share today. And of course, I'll need my second screen. I'm a little bit raspy. I apologize for that. I've been working outside a lot. Part of that has been burning some limbs that were down. So, all right, let me find me. Let me find us. There we are. And thank you, mods, for coming over. Uh-oh. Sorry if you guys got an echo.
Power off.
I forgot to turn the volume down. I'm sorry, on YouTube. Hi, Piper. So what I was saying there was Hi Down Under with Love. Thank you, mods, for coming over. I really appreciate you guys being here as always. Hi, Salty Crackers. Wait, what? Jamie Owenby. I'm seeing some of you kids over here. All right, now I got you. Hi, I'm Taylor from Stitching, Ditching, and True Crime. Oh, Cautious Gems, honey, I think I said hi, but just in case. Salty Crackers, at this point here at the rescue, Furry Feline Monsters of Mass Destruction, we have rescued and are caring for the needs of 22 to 24 cats daily. That number varies because of the outdoor rescues that are in the TNR program, Trap, Neuter, Release. So they go back out into the community and they come and go pretty much at leisure. Hi, Dana Lynn. So let me get a sip of my soda here. Down Under with Love, I promise. Notice everyone in this chat room right now is sworn to secrecy. Nobody is going to tell your boss. Wait, you are your boss. Yeah, Salty Crackers, and they don't all live inside, that's for sure. The four, just quickly, because Salty Crackers was asking, the four ginger tabbies that are here in my office and what used to be our guest room were rescued along with their nursing mother out of a storm drain on a rainy day. And their story is on my other channel, our cat rescue channel, Furry Feline Monsters of Mass Destruction. Hi, BS. But they live in here with me right now and have been since the weather turned cool last fall. So there's our Teresa Nelson. All right, guys, to kind of get those who may not have been here for the previous parts. And I think I've created a playlist for this series. If I hadn't, I should have. But they are all available here on the channel. And you should easily be able to find them merely by searching the YouTube search bar. Lip Locked No More, The Elephant in the Room. I think we've done 5 parts. Don't hold me to that. There may have been 6. If you saw the community post last night, I did share the link that is also shared in the description for today's live. And that link is what I'm also going to be screen sharing today. In the community post last night, I let viewers know that good Lord willing and the creek don't rise or the washing machine get out of balance, that we would be going live today to finish up this series. There has been a significant delay between the last segment and this one because of my husband's very, very serious hand injury that he sustained when his left hand encountered the spinning blade of a table saw on March the 4th of this year. So as I put in the community post, now that the dust has settled somewhat from Bob's injury and we are so far into his recovery, I've been able to refocus on Lip Locked No More and what we do here. If you're new, I would want you to know this is not a true crime channel. By the way, hi, my name is Susan, and welcome to our home. It gets a little wild here, and I am a stream of consciousness speaker, so I do tend to bounce off of walls and off of chat and lose my train of thought from time to time, but I do my best to bring us back around full circle. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. So in the community post, I let you guys know that we were going to start with page 8, which we've already looked at. But page 8 and then the page we're going to jump down to, which I think is 69, I hope, I'll find it, is the, my words, just the way I put it here. Page 8 is the request for the study we've been looking at, which is a study that was done between a cooperative effort, if you will, between Vanderbilt Peabody College and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI, in 2011. Now, I've stated this, I think, in every segment of this, the Elephant in the Room series. I'm not a true crime channel. This is a commentary, criticism, and opinion channel, or pretty much whatever I want to talk about channel, or whatever my subscribers ask me to talk about channel. Sometimes it can be only one subscriber who asks or is particularly interested in something. Obviously, there's more than one of you interested in human trafficking, more specifically, the impact of child human and sex trafficking in the state of Tennessee. Okay. But one person in our audience, and I don't know if they're here today, is quite particularly interested because they've been and are now a survivor of what we're talking about today, which is a very serious subject. And I've titled it The Elephant in the Room because so many, including myself, really don't want to address this issue. However, sometimes courage is necessary for us to face the facts of life. And granted that this study is at this point 12 years old, it is the newest, most comprehensive of its type in the state of Tennessee that I could find when I began the series. Justin, welcome, darling. I'm so glad you're here. Miss Justice 1111, Sassafras. if I've missed you in chat, I'm really sorry, because here again, if you're new, when I'm talking to you, I like to look at the lens of my camera so that you actually feel a little more like I'm actually talking with you than at you, maybe, and make us cozier with each other while we're discussing a very difficult topic. So mods, hi Rosemary and Time, I would ask you if you would please, we'll want some trigger warnings for sensitive viewers today. Now, coming back to something I digressed from. Page 8 tells us how and why this study was requested. The pages we're going to jump over that we've already done in our previous segments will bring, that include 2 case studies, which are absolutely heart-wrenching. Okay. If you watch those, if you are easily triggered by learning of real life experiences of women or children who have actually been sex trafficked and survived, please don't watch those 2 particular ones, the case studies. I think actually we did both case studies. No, we did 2 separate ones. We had Carrie and Rachel. Those are not their real names. They're the names that were used in the study. But those in particular, if you're easily triggered, please protect your mental health. I'd rather you not watch them. Okay. Now, hi, Valerie. So the page we're going to jump to, over everything we've already talked about in this series, will pretty much answer for us, at the end, did they accomplish what they set out to do at the beginning? To me, it looks like they did. Laws were passed, legislation successfully making its way through the legislative branch of the Tennessee government. The folks there, the representatives and state senators, recognized the need for stricter laws and enforcement of them in regards to human trafficking in Tennessee. The unfortunate thing, and what I'm about to say, I have shared in one of the previous segments, is that in November of 2022, 11 years after the study was released, and right off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly, we'll get there today, but I can't remember exactly when the laws successfully passed and the Tennessee Code was annotated. But that takes a little time. It's a process, of course. But sadly, in November of 2022, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation made a public statement that was covered by mainstream media in Tennessee. And the headline was, in quotes, was "Uptick in Trafficking." And the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation was quite concerned about it. Folks, I also want to make it clear, this is not a live about Summer Wells. Everyone knows that this channel is a Summer Wells channel. This live today is not about her. However, I've made it clear from the beginning. I began this series and I am funneling it down because trafficking is one of, on a list compiled by majority vote over a year ago by my subs and viewers on this channel. My viewers, by majority vote, compiled the list of what they thought, hypothetically speaking, might have happened to some of us. Trafficking is one of those things. This series has been designed to lay a solid foundation for that hypothesis to evolve into a theory. I'm not saying this is what happened to Summer Wells, but the day will come on this channel when the title will be The Elephant in the Room, #Summer Wells. Feel free in today's chat to discuss Summer or anything else you want to talk about. As long as you are kind and respectful to one another, follow YouTube's community guidelines, terms of service, we're cool. Okay? Just know that what we're going to share today will not be as triggering as what we've covered in the past because we're going from, okay, all right. Roberta's World, I hope you're feeling well today. You have to go, baby, and I've jacked my jaws here for 22 minutes saying hi and laying some foundation. Hi, Squirrely Girl, Flip Flop, Missy 18, Tennessee. For anyone new that's coming in and may not know what in the heck is this old woman talking about. So let's get to some screen sharing here. Hi, Kiki. Everybody in chat, just so you know, Kiki Ethan is Kiki Eyes. Kiki, I hope you don't mind me saying so. Another kid. Because Kiki has been, hi Duchess. Kiki, I'm looking at the wrong camera. Kiki had to change her name. Long story. But that's our Kiki Eyes that we're always used to having here with us, okay? It's not mods, just so you know. It's not some weird troll. Hi, AC. I'm glad you had a nap too, baby. Okay, guys, I see on my second screen that we are sharing, and I think I'm caught up over here. I'm not behind. Okay, that's where I need to be. All right. Darlings, I will not be looking at chat for a while. I want you to see the cover page for the study we have been looking at, titled Tennessee Human Sex Trafficking and Its Impact on Children and Youth, 2011. And as you can see, it is a study conducted by and between Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the Center for Community Studies, Vanderbilt Peabody College. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down over here to page 8. Since I'll just scroll, golly gee, went zoom. Let me do it like this. Let's get page 8. Now, page 8 is titled Public Chapter Number 1023. Public Acts 2010. Okay. I'm not the particulars up at the top. And you have the links to this, so you know that what I'm showing you is, the actual thing. All right. Now, because we've already been over page 8, what I want to do is just kind of like bullet points, kind of hit the hot spots here so that we can jump down to how did all this come out. Okay. Okay, I think I've said, I hope if I've missed anybody in chat, I'm sorry, babies. All right, this is why the study was done. It was done, requested, public chapter number 1023 is, okay, in layman's terms, it's kind of, very broadly speaking, a group of or the public asking legislators or officials, elected officials, to do something, to look at something because they see a need for it. Very broad general terms, okay? Please do your own research if you want to know exactly what this actually is, the definition of what we're looking at. But right here, let's go ahead and do some highlighting, if it will. Come on, baby, highlight for me. Why aren't you highlighting? My highlighter doesn't want to work. Well, babies, I don't know why my highlighter's not working. I do apologize. All right, I'm just going to read bullet point wise. An act to amend Tennessee Code Annotated Title 39 and Title 40 relative to crimes and civil liability for such crimes. Okay. Be it enacted by the General Assembly of the State of Tennessee. I'm sorry, I can't highlight. The Select Committee on Children and Youth is directed to study human sex trafficking, the improvements that should be made to existing laws relative to human sex trafficking, and the impact of human sex trafficking on children and youth in this state being Tennessee, okay? The committee shall study all issues associated with human sex trafficking and shall, 1, collect and organize available data, if any, on the nature and extent of human sex trafficking in this state. 2, examine collaborative models between governmental and non-governmental organizations for protecting victims of human sex trafficking. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Jill. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Mohawk Mom. 3, examine the progress of this state, Tennessee, in preventing human sex trafficking. 4, examine the problems associated with identifying victims and establishing adequate sanctuary and rehabilitation opportunities for victims of human sex trafficking. 5, analyze current laws for their adequacy in protecting minor victims of human sex trafficking, and, if necessary, recommend revisions to such laws that specifically address protecting minor victims of human sex trafficking. 6, identify available federal, state, and local programs that provide services to victims of human sex trafficking, including health care, human services, housing, education, legal assistance, job training or preparation, interpreting services, English as a second language classes, voluntary reparation and victims' compensation, and assess the need for additional services, including shelter services for human sex trafficking victims. 7. Evaluate existing and potential programs to increase public awareness of human sex trafficking. 8. This is continued on we're on page 9 now, okay? Which is page 2 of public chapter number 1023, Public Acts 2010. 8. Analyze existing state criminal statutes for their adequacy in preventing human sex trafficking and, if necessary, recommend revisions to such laws or the enactment of new laws that specifically define and address human sex trafficking. 9. Consult with governmental and non-governmental organizations in developing recommendations to strengthen state and local efforts to prevent human sex trafficking, protect and assist victims of human sex trafficking, and prosecute human sex traffickers and make such recommendations, if any. And 10. Examine any other issues relative to deterring and preventing human sex trafficking in Tennessee. Okay. That's all under A. Okay. B says the Select Committee on Children and Youth shall timely report its findings and recommendations, including any proposed legislation, to the Judiciary Committees of the House of Representatives and the Senate no later than March 1st, 2011. Okay, and then you kids can read the rest of it, and you see the signatures here. At the time, Phil Bredesen, I believe is how that is pronounced. I could be wrong. Please correct me in chat. Feel free. I always stand to be corrected, by the way. But at the time was governor on June the 9th of 2010. Kent Williams was Speaker of the House of Representatives, and Ron Ramsey was Speaker of the Senate, all, of course, within the state of Tennessee. Let me get down here to, I said page 69 earlier. I'm sorry, it's page 59. Title page. Response to the public chapter 1023. Retry on chat. Rita, hello, it's good to have you here. Glad to have you. Yo, main girl, hey, always good to have you. Paint it black, hi. I see a red door and I want to paint it black. No colors anymore, my life has turned to black. Oh, yes, yo, main girl, fly those. Y'all feel free to fly those colors in this chat room. And I'll just say, remember Stonewall. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, because that is not the topic of today's discussion, at least from my point, Google Stonewall. Hi, Kim. Hi, baby. Good to see ya. Paint it black. I'm glad you're here, darling. Okay, I was just trying to catch up. Hi, Debbie H. I'm glad you're back, honey. Carrie, I know, baby. You do, Carrie, you do what you have to do, darling. You know that. Okay, babies. So that's the title page, which is page 59. So I wanted you to see that. And page 60 is blank. So what we've done now is we're jumping over to page 61, which is response to public chapter 1023. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth on the response are the direct responses to, hi, John QQ. Hi, baby. Good to have you over here. Love you, darling. Much, much love to you. These correlate to the page 8 that we just read, okay? The request was made. So, number one, okay, I think y'all follow me. You're a bunch of smart cookies in this chat room. So, no point wasting time over explaining here, okay? So, this is the tail end, pretty much, of the study. Number one, collect and organize available data, collect and organize available data on the nature of human sex trafficking in the state. Okay, y'all see how this is going to roll, right? Response. A survey was distributed with 929 responses that yielded a numeric count of human sex trafficking cases, y'all. Oh, I can finally highlight. Oh, it's going to, why is it letting me, okay, good. It's letting me highlight now. Okay. So either in your mind's eye, or if you have the link and maybe you can look at this, you know, like use the link and actually look at this rather than my screen share if you want to, and go over to page 61. All right. And maybe can see it better, and maybe just have me running on YouTube in the background and listening, or not, however you want to do it. All right. So that the correlation between the request and the response line up in your head for you good. Okay. A survey was distributed with 929 responses that yielded a numeric count of human sex trafficking cases. Structured focus group meetings were held to obtain subjective data, and case studies were reviewed that highlighted key problem areas in the current treatment system. Now let's remember, when we see the word current in this study, current 2011, okay? 2. Now I'm not going to read each question. I think you guys see what's going on here now. The response to number 2. Informal evaluations of collaborative models were discussed and shared during focus groups. It was apparent that both governmental and non-governmental organizations were working together in some areas, but not necessarily in a formal partnership. In some instances, it was apparent that law enforcement and social services were not in communication over cases. It was noted that more communication and formalization would be important to the overall enhanced success of the relationship. Okay? That relationship being that law enforcement and social services in 2011 in the state of Tennessee were not in communication over cases in some instances. So one recommendation, good one, I would say. You see what I mean by I at least, my heart is at ease with that in a timely fashion as requested. the study was conducted, and we have appropriate responses that instill in us a hope for those who are victims and become survivors of this, not only in Tennessee. Folks, this is worldwide. Worldwide. And if you go back to the segments in the Elephant in the Room series here on Lip Lock No More, the ones where we look at the maps that were highlighted in this study, and graphs, pie charts, the statistics were absolutely mind-blowing. And it is important to me that those who deny, either out of ignorance, and please understand, ignorance is merely lack of knowledge. It is not an insult, and ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is cured, if you will allow me to use that word, by education. Sometimes that education can make us very uncomfortable. But education brings awareness. And there's always the chance that awareness and the spreading of that awareness can in some way stem the flow. So that's what we're trying to do here. Eliminate ignorance in regards to human sex trafficking and its impact on children and minors in the state of Tennessee, as well as those like myself, head in the sand. I had to decide to pull my head out of the sand, research and study this topic, and then get comfortable enough with it to bring it to you. So let's go on. Sorry, that was quite a sidebar there. It was quite a digression. Let me get a drink here. Because I really don't want this live to be really long, because it's an educational approach. I would like to keep it easily digestible time-wise. So, number 3, based on the data collected through the survey, it is clear that the state, here again, Tennessee, is becoming more aware of this crime and expects it to increase. What did I just tell you about the article I shared where TBI made a public statement in November of 2022? What, 7 months ago? That they are concerned about the uptick. And folks, if you're like me and you subscribe to all of the local and regional news, mainstream media in Tennessee, you will be aware that TBI has been whacking these people, dragging them in. Go TBI. They're working, kids. Their silence speaks much greater volumes in a certain area. Here again, although this is not about summer today. But in my opinion, the silence of TBI in summer's regard speaks volumes louder than anything they could say to us on June the 15th of 2023. They're working, and they're working hard. All right. I don't want to get emotional. Let's go on. Human sex trafficking is prevalent all over our state, and minor sex trafficking is in 72% of our counties. Please remember these pronouns refer to the state of Tennessee. They go on to tell us about a county, Davidson County, that was featured on Cable News Network. CNN did a special called Selling the Girl Next Door. Okay? 79% of those surveyed advised they were inadequately trained to investigate this crime. I'm going to borrow that phrase I love to borrow from America's Sheriff, my favorite guy, Grady Judd. Did you hear what I said? 79% of those surveyed, and remember who was surveyed? Law enforcement, social services, government and non-governmental agencies, right? Okay, law enforcement. 79% of those in the state of Tennessee surveyed advised they were inadequately trained to investigate this crime. Therefore, the state is in need of resources, parentheses, enhanced laws, staff training, personnel, treatment options, etc., close parentheses, to appropriately move forward in preventing human sex trafficking. Now, as a personal aside, before we go to number 4 here, the response. Darlings, there has always been human sex trafficking. Always. I can't see that it will ever be prevented 100%. I'm not saying it can't be done. I just don't see it because we have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of human existence and history wherein we are aware, even biblically, of human sex trafficking. So that was a very personal aside to the final statement under number 3. All right. Just glancing. Hi, flies. Hi, Be the Bean. If I missed you earlier, baby. Okay. Yeah, funny face, Brenda. Yeah. All right, babies. Let's go on now. Response to number 4. The 2 most significant problems are crime secrecy and lack of resources. Given the nature of the crime, it is not easily detectable. Let me say that again, please. Given the nature of the crime, which is what? Human sex trafficking. It is not easily detectable or is incorrectly detected and therefore goes underreported. Resources needed include, but are not limited to, trained personnel to identify victims, trained service treatment providers, language interpreters, healthcare, compassionate custody facilities, and safe haven facilities. Amen. Okay, response to number 5. It's going to jump over, kiddos, to the next page. I think I can highlight. Yeah, okay. Here's our number 5 response. Laws were discussed in both the survey and the focus groups. It was the general consensus that the laws need to be strengthened, and they should include the specific crime of human sex trafficking. The majority felt that the punishment did not fit the crime. Recommended laws for consideration include compassionate custody, safe haven laws, enhanced asset forfeiture, St. John's, enhanced penalties for sex trafficking within restricted areas, graduated offender sentencing, persons convicted of patronizing prostitution of minors or human sex trafficking of minors register as violent sex offenders, and victim restitution. Amen. You see why I'm at least happy with the results, the recommendations, and babies, there actually was ensuing legislation passed because of the study. Okay? So, although what we're learning about the topic itself is unsettling, anywhere from unsettling to way bad, disturbing, I can't handle this for some people, it shows us that progress can be made in this area. That, here again, going back to the awareness, education and awareness. Okay. Response to number 6. Vanderbilt Center for Community Studies has provided a listing of resources that are available. It was determined that the treatment models currently in place were inadequate to address the needs. A multi-treatment approach was suggested to address all of the needs of victims of human sex trafficking. See, a multi-treatment approach was suggested to address all of the needs. A safe haven, language interpreters, compassionate caregivers, health care, proper training for law enforcement, and those who investigate these things. Okay, let's go on. 7. Now, this one did not leave me all that happy, okay, but I beg your pardon. Due to time constraints, no evaluation of existing or potential public awareness programs was conducted. Folks, that sentence is why I'm doing this series. When I did my research and read through all of this material, every single word, combed through everything I could months ago before I ever even came on and said I was going to do this. When I read that sentence, the response to number 7, evaluate existing and potential programs to increase public awareness of human sex trafficking, and the response was, due to time constraints, no evaluation of existing or potential public awareness programs was conducted. I decided to do what we're doing right now. And I hope that others, not only on YouTube, but on other social media platforms, will, and I'm not trying to rally an army here or anything like that, okay, guys? You know, my approach to everything I do is stronger together. Okay? So my hope would be, my prayer, to be honest, would be that perhaps others would go, hey, yeah, let's work on bringing public awareness of human sex trafficking and its impact on minors and youth, as well as adults, male and female. Because, folks, let me tell you, I'm not going to escalate. I know I sound like I'm going to. In the United States of America, according to our Department of Justice, 1 out of 4 females and 1 out of 6 males in this country will be sexually assaulted before the age of 18. Now, sexual assault and sex trafficking, of course, can be, but not necessarily. But I want to use my platform to increase public awareness on a great number of levels, on a number of different topics that relate to what we talk about over here. So, just wanted you guys to know that I have tortured you guys. Those of you who have chosen to be here with all of this for all of these weeks on end because of that one sentence. All right. What was determined through the focus groups and online searches is that the month of January is National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. During this month, awareness programs are held. Some of the organizations in Tennessee who participate in this awareness process are Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking, End Slavery Tennessee, Cry for Justice, Doctors at War, Free for Life International, Global Women of Blount County, Operation Broken Silence, and Second Life Chattanooga. I have not researched any of those organizations, just so you guys know. Okay, babies, we're almost done. We're doing digressed or done. Our angel talks too fast, called sidebars too often, as often as usual. Try not to interject what I think about this quite as much as I usually do. With any negativity. The tickle won't go away, and I don't know how to mute my mic when I'm screen sharing, so I'm very sorry. Let me get a tissue. I will at least turn my back to the microphone to cough. I'm so sorry, you guys. Maybe I'll start wearing a mask when I'm burning brush. All right. Response to number 8. Existing criminal statutes in general were discussed at the focus groups and questioned as part of the survey. To address prevention, you have to address demand. The response was that the laws needed to be strengthened, and existing laws are not adequate to prevent human sex trafficking. Some revisions mentioned were enhanced asset forfeiture for pimps and johns. Now, babies, I'm sure you all understand what that means. But just in case, layman's terms only, because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a paralegal, I've never even worked in a legal office. But I have been a lawyer groupie and I've dated a bunch of them. Anyway, sorry, I just had to interject a humorist. You know me. I gotta lighten it up. Okay. Some revisions, let me take this highlight off and do this. Some revisions mentioned were enhanced asset for forfeiture for pimps and johns. That's civil liability connected with criminal liability. They're like, we thought you were going to use layman's terms. That's the stuff. I'm trying so hard not to use any swear words today. I'm trying to get better. That is taking their stuff. They got to give up the money, the cars, the whatever. They got to give it up. Asset forfeiture. Okay. And then it goes on to enhanced penalty sex trafficking within restricted areas. Now, I can't get, and if anybody can help me, because I actually have tried, I can't quite get in my pea brain exactly what is a restricted area. Is that like with a dope house near a school, a church? I probably read Mustang. Justin, honey, or ICU, are you guys still in here? Hi, not crazy by crazy lady. Is there anybody, hi, Patty Ponytail. Is there anybody in chat that knows what that means? I know what enhanced penalties are. I know what sex trafficking is, but what is a restricted area? Hi, Nemesis. Schools, daycares, churches, like a drug house. Piper, that's what you think? I'm not, yeah, honey. And I tried to figure out, and I think that I agree. I do think, but y'all please keep in mind that I don't have a receipt to prove to you, but I think common sense and Nemesis and Piper and others that, yeah, Nemesis, I think so basically. Yeah. Kind of like if you sell dope and you can't be an RSO and live within this many yards of a school, a church, a playground, that sort of thing. That makes sense. Thank you, Nemesis and Piper and anybody else that I missed. Okay, let's finish up now. Where were we? Okay. Graduated offender sentencing. Okay. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, right? Okay. Basically, did you flash somebody? Maybe urinate in a public place? Because in some places, right, that's a charge. Or, okay, all right. Are you an out and out pimp? Or the John, who of course you guys know is the customer. The pimp is the seller. The John is the customer. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm sure you guys do. All right. Graduated offender sentencing is recommended. All right, let's go on, babies. I keep getting distracted by my thoughts on what these, you guys know I like to deep dive. I can deep dive on a different day. All right. And register persons convicted of patronizing prostitution of minors or human sex trafficking of minors as violent sex offenders. Amen. Specific crafting of statute revision language was not undertaken. All right. Next page. The response to number 9 The recommendations are contained in the focus group meeting notes as well as the survey results. And darlings, those are contained within the study. And the link is in the description below. Okay? And we've looked at, or go watch, I would love it if you would go watch my other segments in this series, The Elephant in the Room. Of course, would be my personal favorite because it's going to give me views and clicks and help build the channel naturally. My other favorite is for you guys, when I talk to you about something, go look at it. Peruse it yourself. Skim over it if you wish, or sink your teeth into it for all it's worth and break it down word for word for yourselves, so that you achieve your comfort level with whatever it is I'm jacking my jaws about. Okay. All right, finally, number 10. The response to number 10 is, while the primary focus of this study was human sex trafficking and its impact on youth and children, there are often issues of drug use, gang activity, social service needs, such as healthcare, housing, etc., recruiting methods, enforcement focus, and impaired, incomplete communication mentioned. However, no additional issues were examined. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of scrolling here. This is a quote from the Daily News Journal, August 18th, 2009. In 2009, Metro Police detectives and FBI busted what they believe is a family-run prostitution ring using underage teens as prostitutes in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Please do not anyone ever again, and I've said this before, but I said it angrily. Today I want to say calmly and lovingly, don't anybody, please, ever again attempt to convince me in any way, shape, or form that in the state of Tennessee there is not, has not been, and continue to be family-run prostitution rings in the state of Tennessee. That's all about it. Babies, the Polaris Project, you can research. I have shared links regarding the Polaris Project on former comments. But here is what is very disappointing to me as a resident of the state of Arkansas. And I intend to find out if this has changed. The Polaris Project for a World Without Slavery. I'm not going to cry. In the Dirty Dozen, what the Polaris Project calls the Dirty Dozen, states are evaluated on the strength and inclusion of the following 10 statutes on sex trafficking, labor trafficking, asset forfeiture for human trafficking crimes, training on human trafficking for law enforcement, Human Trafficking Commission Task Force or Advisory Committee, posting of a human trafficking hotline, safe harbor, no requirement for forced fraud or coercion for minors, and victim assistance and civil remedy. The 10 worst states, the 12 worst states, my state of Arkansas ranked number 2 behind only Alaska. Wow, you guys, it's thundering like crazy. I said that was 2011. I beg your pardon. That was actually 2010. And then as you can see here, babies, we're at there are some charts at the end. Let me stop sharing this. When I saw that the Polaris Project had Arkansas listed as one of the top, as one of the dirty dozen for the worst, for statutes, for all of the things we've just discussed, I guess I need to find out if that's changed. Babies, I wanted, hi Terry B. Thank you all for being here today. Is Shay here? Hi Shay, baby. I was, if I didn't say hi. That's it. We've been on a little bit over an hour, and I truly want to keep this easily digestible for anybody that might catch it on rewatch, or any of you that want to rewind or maybe be able to find timestamps if you're interested enough to learn more. But my goal is what I said. Number 1, raising public awareness regarding human sex trafficking, period. Number 2, to substantiate that human sex trafficking of minors and youth has and does indeed take place within the state of Tennessee. My tertiary, as when I began this series, The Elephant in the Room, I did one of these. We began with the United States Department of Justice. We funneled down to the state of Tennessee. We see where Hawkins County fits into what we have discussed. And I told you that funnel would narrow to the SPAC. I told you that in the beginning, and I'm telling you that today on the final part of the study. The next part will be the end of the funnel. How do I and my viewers and subscribers see that the information we have just garnered or finished garnering can be applied to the hypothesis that could build into a theory of the disappearance of some of us on the 15th of June of 2021. Sometime in the early afternoon hours, we're told by Leslie Earhart, the Public Information Officer for Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI. According to official reports, Summer, who was 5 at the time of her disappearance, her birth date, by the way, is February the 4th of 2016. So if she's alive, she's 7 now. According to official reports, Summer was last seen wearing gray pants, a pink shirt, and was most likely barefooted. She had and has, unless it has been changed, blonde hair. She has blue eyes. She's got a little freckle down here on her chin, but other than that, no known scars or birthmarks are reported officially. But she does have a little freckle. At the risk of escalating emotionally, I want to say this to Bullhorn Betty if she happens upon my channel. According to the Social Security Administration for the United States of America, they, and Summer Moon Utah Wells has a Social Security number, by the way. The SSA does not even consider the declaration of death for 7 years that the person has been seen at their home or by someone who knows them. Bullhorn Betty, you made a public statement on your channel on a live stream that in your opinion, Summer Moon Utah Wells should be declared dead and we should all just move forward. How dare you? You know so little of her being Summer Moon Utah Wells. You see, Bullhorn Betty, there are other Summer Wells in the United States of America, and some of them are missing too, at least according to reports I have found. So Bullhorn Betty and others to whom I've made it clear, I say her entire name in order to distinguish her from other Summer Wells. The Bullhorn Betty, there may not be proof of life. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. I'm sorry. Trigger warning. Tune out, maybe. You might want to tune out. But there is no fucking proof of death, bitch. And you know so little about Summer Moon Utah Wells' life and her case and her disappearance. I could put it in a thimble. How dare you? And as far as myself, Susan Brewer of Heber Springs, Arkansas, aka Lip Lock No More, is motherfucking concerned, until there is proof of death, she's alive. And by Social Security Administration standards, because she has a Social Security number, as I understand it, although I am not a legal professional by any stretch of the motherfucking imagination, neither are you, Bullhorn Betty, but all it takes is a simple Google search. Tap, tap, tap on your keyboard, Bullhorn Betty. Just put in your Google search bar laws regarding declaration of death. the first thing that will pop up is the United States Social Security Administration, and Summer Moon Utah Wells has a fucking social security number. So as far as they are concerned, as I understand it, she cannot, nor will she be, if she is not seen at her home or by someone who knows her in the next little over 5 years upcoming, she's alive, bitch. So put that in your bullhorn and fucking choke on it. End of rant. If you or anyone you know has any credible information whatsoever regarding the disappearance or the current whereabouts of Summer Moon Utah Wells, you'd best get your ass on the phone and call 1-800-TBI-FIND. If you're a chicken shit and you want to be anonymous, you can email them tips to TBI@tn.gov. And if you're a chicken shit, go ahead and do it anyway. For Summer Moon Utah Wells. Information regarding her and her disappearance will be posted in the description below following the closing of this live stream. I waited to post it until afterwards because I don't use hashtag Summer Wells mission, hashtag at to get y'all to come over here and think about her and talk about her. But I did close the program with her, therefore she will be in the description below. Her information, official information from the TBI, who are the lead investigators in her case. Gotta sing you out. Mama's Hymnal. I know. Hi, Social Fade. I know it's not Hymnal. Social Fade, I just found your channel. Who sent me over to you? Social Fade, somebody sent me to you. Hi, Patty Barnett. Hi, Lean on Me. Hi, Nature Lover. Nature Lover, was it you that sent me over to Social Fade? Somebody last night sent me to Social Fade. Fess up right now or forever hold your peace. Hi, Patriot Wife. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Karen. Hi, PJ Prepper. One of you kids, one of you creators sent me over to Social Fade. I had not heard of Social Fade. There's just a couple of videos on there, but they're really, really good. Y'all, this is not a religious channel, and I ain't a preacher no more, but I still preach. No, I don't. I get on a soapbox. There's a difference in a soapbox and a pulpit. However, it's the tradition here because of my background in the professional entertainment industry, and just because I want to sing you guys out if you've been courageous enough to hang out till the very end. And once in a while, I grab my mama's old Heavenly Highway hymn. All the songs are copywritten in here, but this channel is not, nor has it ever been, nor shall it ever be monetized. So we get a copyright claim, but we don't get a strike. Still got my mama's name printed inside in her handwriting. Anyway, it's from the Stamps Baxter Music and Printing Company, Dallas, Texas, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Pangburn, Arkansas. And y'all know where Pangburn, Arkansas is? Shoot for I could be there in 12 minutes, just that away, just a little spit in the holler. Across the river and through the woods, I can be in Pangburn, Arkansas. Now the meth capital of Cleveland County, unfortunately. But anyway, they own the publishing rights. "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus." Hope I didn't start out in the wrong key. "Just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know, thus saith the Lord. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus. Oh, for grace to trust him more. I'm so glad I learned to trust thee, precious Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that thou art with me, wilt be with me till the end. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I've proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus. Oh, for grace to trust him more. And just so you guys know, I know it's not a hymnal. I tell you to behave yourselves, but I see absolutely no point at all in me wasting my breath and all y'all's time, because we all know you're not going to do it. So I just soon you go have you some fun, but please remain safe while you're out there. Be self-aware. Pay attention to what's going on around you. And while you're doing that, please remember to learn, teach, and look for the universal hand sign. Thumb to the palm, 4 fingers over. That person is telling you, help me, I'm being held against my will. Do not approach. Do not attract attention to yourself. Dial 911. If possible, keep them in your line of sight. But here again, do not attract attention to yourself. You could endanger the person who's doing this. Okay? Law enforcement arrives. You step out of the way and let them do their job. You've done your part. Okay? So, like I said, go have you some fun, stay self-aware, and a lot of people don't want to believe this, but it is true. Please don't ever forget. There truly is one batshit crazy old lady out here on the mean streets of YouTube who does love you, regardless of what happens. Okay? So, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So, I'll see you on the flip flop, whether you like it or not. That is, if you choose to tune in. Now, get out of my house. Get out now. Hurry. I'm ending it. Click that angel. I love you guys. Bye. I really am.